Hi, I'm Kelly Sanders with Evolve by Video. Today I'm going to teach you an exercise series for your upper body using the foam roller. And this exercise series will stretch and strengthen and help to balance muscle groups in the shoulders, the rib cage, and in the spine. And I love to use the foam roller as a home program tool. So we're going to use it as a feedback system to help our brain sort of figure out where those muscle imbalances are by balancing on the foam roll, and then it'll help us figure out how to correct them. So I'm also going to use 3-pound weights, and you can use anything from 1 pound to maybe 5 pounds, or no weights at all. So if you're dealing with a shoulder injury or a back injury, make sure you're very careful and try the exercises without weights first, and then if those feel okay, you can continue with the weights. So I'm going to place the weights down at the end of the foam roller so that I can reach them as I'm going, and let's go ahead and have a seat on the bottom edge. And I want to make sure I scoot all the way down to the edge so that I have enough foam roller to lie back on. Using my arms for support, I'm going to roll myself down so that my tail is on the foam roller and my head is on the foam roller. So the first thing we want to do before every exercise series is to align the body. We want to find that ideal alignment. So I'm going to move my feet so that they're underneath my knees, heels underneath the knees, and that'll make my shin bone or my tibia look pretty vertical. And then I'm going to move into the pelvis, and I'm just going to rock my pelvis back and forth on the foam roller a couple times just to feel where my sacrum is, that bone at the base of the spine. And I want to find where the middle of that sacrum is so that my pelvis looks flat and feels balanced. That should give me a nice feeling in my lower back. It's not smashed against the foam roll, but there's no tension. My belly should feel soft. Coming up into the thoracic area, we want to do our best to feel as heavy and weighted in the thoracic area as we can. So if you arch your chest up off the foam roller, and then let it settle back down, wherever it feels heavy but relaxed, that's where you want to keep it. And since we're working with the shoulders today and the rib cage, we're going to just go ahead and start the exercise here, and this will help us find the placement of our shoulder blades. So I want you to raise your arms carefully, focusing on balancing on the roller so that your hands come up directly over the shoulders. Make your palms face your knees. And we're going to start with just what's called protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. So the first protraction, we're going to drive from the shoulder blades up through the arms. So I'm reaching my hands toward the ceiling and my shoulder blades are coming off of the foam roller. Then I'm going to let the shoulder blades glide back down so they're moving around the ribs and toward the spine, and I'll feel them anchor into the foam roller. Let's do it again. Inhaling to lift the shoulders off and exhaling to come down. Good, 2 more times. Make sure that you keep the elbows straight. So I want you to imagine that there's a string on the ceiling holding your middle finger, and you're gliding the scapula, shoulder blades around the ribs. Good. Now, we're going to try to make little circles with the shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades come up towards the ears, then off the roller and come down. And just keep making that circle, again, trying to keep the arms very energetic and keep the elbows nice and straight. And we're circling here just to feel, our goal is to feel the rib cage solid on the roll and our shoulder blades gliding on the ribs. So we're sort of separating any of that stickiness that can happen between the shoulder blades and the ribs. Let's go the other direction now. So slide down along the foam roller, then reach forward up towards the ears and back down. And these circles can be as small or as large as you want them to be. Again, the goal is just to start to feel that separation, to sort of work out any kinks that might be sticky around your shoulder blades. Good. And then let's let the shoulder blades come back into where just they feel heavy on the foam roller. I'm not squeezing it, but I'm also feeling the shoulder blades touch the foam roller. So the next exercise, I'm going to turn my palms toward each other, and then I'm going to glide my arms out and down toward the floor. If I can reach the floor without feeling too much tension, so it just feels like a nice stretch, that's great. But wherever your arms want to land, you just want to feel this nice opening stretch through the chest. Then, keeping the shoulder blades touching the roll, glide the arms back. Okay, so let's do that a few more times. So I want you to feel like you're opening your arms as if they start all the way from the middle of your sternum, that middle chest plate, and then glide back up. My goal is to keep myself balanced on the roll, and you'll find that can be a little bit difficult, especially if you've got some muscle imbalances around the thoracic spine. Let's do 2 or 3 more. Again, don't worry about touching the floor. Just focus on staying nice and heavy through the middle of your back on the roll, staying balanced and trying to move the arms with the same speed, just getting a nice stretch. Good, now let's bring the arms back up and we'll go into the next movement. We're gonna turn the palms so that they're back facing the knees, and this time we're gonna go overhead. So what's important here is as I reach my arms overhead, again, my goal is not to get to the floor, but I'm reaching my arms with energy and I'm not allowing the middle of my back to arch up off the foam roll. When I come back, think of sort of grounding the arms back into the torso and gliding them up. So as I move my arms, I'm feeling my arms lift up off my ribs, almost like they're separating from my rib cage, and then I bring them back to my rib cage and bring them up. And let's do a couple more. Again, make sure your range of motion is thinking about these 2 things. My middle back is not arching up, and I have nice, soft shoulders and energetic hands and arms. Those are the 2 things that will allow the humerus bone to glide in the socket and allow the shoulder blades to glide on the rib cage. Good. Now let's bring the arms back up so they're right over the chest. Now we're gonna start to challenge our balance a little bit with those 2 movements. So we're gonna turn the palms back toward each other, and I'm gonna bring my right arm out to the side, keeping my left arm up. When that happens, it's shifting weight to the right. So the muscles around the torso and around the ribs are gonna start to engage. And I'm gonna alternate which arm is dropping toward the floor. And I have to really talk to my body about where I need to stabilize so that I don't fall off the roller. This is a really great exercise for anybody who might be dealing with scoliosis or maybe plays a rotational sport, something that can cause those little imbalances through the center of the body or the spine. Let's go 1 more each side. Beautiful. And we'll bring it back up, okay? Then next we're gonna go into a circle. So my palms turn again towards my knees. I'm gonna take my arms overhead, again feeling that freedom as the arms stretch off my ribs. But this time I'm gonna come around to the outside, reaching for my feet, and then turn the palms back to the floor. Again, up and over, and out to the side, and then turn the palms to the floor. So where this is gonna challenge you, it's gonna be especially for people who might have maybe an injury in one shoulder or more tension. Say you're right-handed and you have more tension through the right shoulder than the left. And as those muscles get tense and pull, it may try to knock you off balance. So this exercise is gonna help your brain figure out how to correct those little imbalances. Let's go 1 more. Good. And then we're gonna reverse the direction, taking it out to the side. Make sure you're really holding the spine on the foam roller. So you should feel the middle back and the upper back staying heavy as you reach the arms around. And again, I know it's just human to want to make things bigger and better, but really limit that range of motion to where you feel the arms gliding. So if you're feeling impingement in the shoulder, you're going too far. If you're feeling your back having to arch up, you're going too far. Let's go 1 more. And then bring the arms all the way back down. Good. Now I'm gonna roll up by putting my hands on either side and just helping support my body to come up so that I can get my weights. And we're gonna do a lot of these exercises again with weights. So holding onto the weights, I'm gonna come back down. And again, it's not necessary to do them with weights. So if you felt like that was challenging, just stick with that series for a little bit, and then you can try weights later as those muscle imbalances correct. Okay, so holding on to the weights, we're gonna again bend my elbows and then bring my arms up over my chest. So I'm gonna start here with the going right into sort of that fly, or that opening of the chest. So as I open up, now I also have weight sort of pulling my arms to the floor. So not only am I getting a nice stretch through the chest, but now I'm working the muscles in my chest and in my arms, my biceps. I'm working them concentrically as I come up, which means they're strengthening and shortening. And I'm also working them in this eccentric pattern, which is sort of like doing the negative. So they're lengthening, but not just stretching. They have to stay contracted. And that really helps prevent injury. And let's do one more time. Open, again, only going as far as you feel a good stretch and keeping the shoulder blades hugging the roll. Now I'm gonna go into that unilateral exercise where I'm only moving one arm. And this one can really challenge your balance. And it's okay to feel a little wobbly on the roll. That's the whole goal, is to feel that wobble and then do what you have to do to not fall off. And that's how you really start to correct muscle imbalances in the spine. Good, let's go one more each side. Nice, long, energetic arms working against that weight. Good job. And then we're gonna turn the palms toward the knees and we're gonna go overhead. Again, when you have weights, go slow for those first ones, making sure you're not going too far for your body. Because having these, even 1 pound is really gonna change the dynamic and how you're working. And pulling back up, you're gonna feel those lats and those triceps working to bring the arms back up. One more time. And coming all the way back up. And we're gonna do a couple circles here, but again, I'm gonna limit my range of motion so that I'm making sure to not stress the shoulder joint or the neck. The middle of my back is staying nice and anchored. My arms are long, they're energetic. I never have my arms just hanging like dead weight on my body. I'm always reaching, lengthening, and let's reverse the direction, coming out and around and up. My shoulder blades are heavy on the roller. Even though I want them to be free and glide, I want to feel that connection. Let's go one more time. Feel the ground under your feet and the foam roller under your back. And then let those arms come all the way down. Place the weights down. Roll yourself up. And good job. I hope you'll come again and continue to evolve by video.